Hey everyone! So I am excited for this video today. This is a 2023 plant goal reflection, and I also want to talk about my Planty goals for 2024, but I think I'm going to separate it into two videos. So this one is going to be specifically towards my reflection of 2023, and just overall, like 2023 has been a really great year. I have added so many amazing plants to my collection, and you know, I really have a lot to be grateful for this year. And although a lot of my goals I did not meet, I feel like I'm kind of learning and realizing, you know, what plant goals I would and wouldn't like to lean into for the next year. But yeah, I think it was a really great year, and I feel like plant-wise, I have a lot to be grateful for, both plant and personal-wise. But go ahead and jumping into the goals I created. I was watching my plant video that I created about a year ago now, and I actually made a lot of goals. I had 11 goals, which it seems like a lot, but some of them I'm going to kind of talk to them in groups a little bit. So I have my iPad here again. I love my iPad. I love writing all of my goals on it and all of that fun stuff. So looking at this, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to categorize my goal 1 and goal 2 from that video into one. So my goal 1 was to create some DIY planters and pots, and my goal 2 was to create cute prop boxes. So I feel like this is like the category kind of goes together. It's like creating cool, fun things. And I would say I kind of failed on this. And I think my main reason for failing that was just analysis paralysis. I would buy things and I'd be like, okay, this sounds like a cool idea. Like, I have things literally right in front of me of things that I'm like, oh, this is like Christmassy. I can like tape it or like glue it around a pot or do something cool. But I would never actually sit down to actually do it. Because I was like, oh, I'm not sure how I would execute that, or like, yeah, this would look cute, but it feels like it's missing something. So I kind of just, I was paralyzed by just like overthinking everything. So I definitely say I would fail that, but it's not a goal that I'm upset that I failed about. I'm kind of thinking about it, and it's not a big deal to me, and it's not going to be a goal I carry into 2024. It's getting kind of hot in here, so I'm actually going to take this off. Holy moly. Whenever I get in front of the camera, I heat up, and it probably has something to do with there being a ring light next to me, but I don't know. I think also just like talking and being in front of the camera for some reason makes me sweat a little bit. Ugh. There we go. Oh, that's so much better. Okay, so another one, so my goal number 3 was to combine succulents. And this one, I think I made a valid effort. So I didn't feel like I was like successful or that I like epically failed this. I feel like I was kind of like in the middle. I tried and it didn't really work out for me. So I know cacti aren't succulents, they're their own plant type, but I did try to combine some of my cacti into one pot, and it looked really super, super cute. But the soil mixture I used, I tried to like make my own kind of like cacti succulent mix, and it just didn't work out, and they basically all rotted. I think it was a combination of like a bad soil mix that I created, and I think maybe the pot was too big for all of them. So it did not go well. A lot of them didn't make it. Some of them did, and I do have them in their own individual pots again. And the succulents I have outside, I did not even attempt to combine the ones outside, which I think was the main purpose of the goal, but I just didn't do it. I think I honestly forgot about that goal. And so this going into 2024, I definitely want to have like more check-ins, like check in on my goals maybe quarterly or every so often to kind of remind myself and be like, oh, these are the goals I made and like this is how I'm going to execute them. So combining my succulents is not necessarily something I'm going to like put as a goal going into 2024. Not that it isn't something that I might end up doing, but I just feel like I've already brainstormed some of my goals and I have some that are higher priority. So I think I'm just gonna have less goals, but kind of mini goals within them. So instead of creating like 11 goals like I did this time, I'm gonna like, if I have like a cool idea in my head, I'm gonna write it down still and be like, oh, this is a cool idea that I might want to do. But I feel like I'm gonna be a little bit more purposeful in my goals for 2024. Oh, this one was fun. This was a really fun goal and I was successful with it. So my goal 4 was to get a Hoya to bloom. And I actually got 3 Hoya to bloom. I got my Hoya Carnosa Crimson Queen. I always get confused between princess and queen. The queen wears the crown, the variegation around the crown. That's how I always remember. So I got my Hoya Crimson Queen to bloom. And I'll definitely put up the pictures of them because they were so cute. I'm so obsessed. The smell of the Hoya Crimson Cream bloom, or Hoya Crimson Queen. Oh, that's hard to say fast. The smell of it, I was really not a fan of. It smells exactly like chocolate Tootsie Roll, like exactly like that. And I'm not really like a fan of that. It just smells like fake chocolate. But the blooms are super pretty. And I can only really smell it if I went up close to it. It's not like it like made my entire apartment smell. It was only one peduncle that was blooming. And that one bloomed for me twice. So after the first leaves or blooms fell off, a second pair came through, and it's actually right now, I'll get pictures of it and show you too, like it's getting ready I think to bloom again, because I can tell because the tip of the peduncle starts to get more of a colorful reddish tone. Actually I had 4 Hoyas bloom, but so another Hoya I had bloom was my Hoya Mathilde. And those blooms are super, super cute as well. I didn't really get a smell. Like those ones didn't really smell to me at all. There was no smell. Even when I went up close to it, I didn't smell anything. And then I also had my Hoya, it was a Hoya lacunosa I had purchased at Home Depot. It was a huge basket and it gave off these cute little teensy yellow blooms. And I'm so sad because I let that Hoya die. It was outside on the patio. And if you're new to my channel, well, or if you haven't seen videos of me talking about the plants on my patio, they go through extreme neglect. I am very neglectful of my patio plants. So that plant ended up croaking, but before it died, it gave me several peduncles that were blooming. Like there's always a peduncle that was in bloom, and it was so amazing. I definitely would love to get a big Hoya lacunosa basket again. Okay, and then the last Hoya that bloomed for me was a Hoya Waiyetii. And it gave off these, I don't know if I ever took a picture of it, but I'll try to find a picture online if I didn't. But I remember it was like these little like dark red, kind of maroony flowers that were just like round. And those ones were really cute. Those ones, I don't think I even tried to smell it. So the only one that's really given off a smell for me was my Hoya Crimson Queen. So yes, I would say that was definitely a successful goal, and I'm so glad I met it. That goal and then another one I'm going to be talking about were probably like the most exciting ones, so I'm glad I met it. Oh, this one, okay, so I'm going to combine a couple goals again because I kind of have the same idea and result. So goal number 5 was to revive my Botanicas begonia. Goal number 7 was to revive my Christmas cactus. And goal number 8 was to get a more bushy peperomia cupid. So all 3 of those goals, all of those plants are gone. So my Botanica's begonia, it's dead. I just don't think I was able to give it the type of environment it liked. And I honestly just stopped trying. I kind of just let it go. And then what was the other one? Oh yeah, my Christmas cactus. I never even tried propping it. In that video, I was like, I'm going to chop and prop this thing and try to get, another plant going. I didn't. And yeah, it just died. I gave no effort into even trying to save it, unfortunately. So that is an epic fail. And then the peperomia cupid, this is one I feel like I did actually try. I tried to make that plant happy, and it was improving, and then it just took a step back, and I just thought, this plant is so easily replaceable, and I am just so exhausted with trying to make it happy, and it's taking up a good amount of space that it wasn't worth my effort anymore. And I literally I threw the plant away. I didn't even try giving it away. I didn't try chopping and propping it any further. I just gave up, and I think that's okay to do. I don't look back at that and regret it or feel bad or anything. I just think sometimes, like especially with the amount of plants I have, there are certain plants that work okay with my care, and the ones that don't, I'm gonna try to make them happy. But I tried with that plant for over a year, and I couldn't make it happy, and it was just ugly, and I was just done with it. I just looked at it one day and I said, sorry dude, I am done with you. I don't even think it was a plant that anyone would have taken. I actually have tried, posted online, tried to give that plant away for free, and no one claimed it. So I tried to give it a better home. Okay, so I did skip over goal 6, which was to get a more bushy Syngonium aurea. And I love this plant so much, and I'm really going to, I don't know if that might be a goal I maybe push to 2024 potentially, because I did not mean it. I would say this is one that falls into like the valid effort category, but it just didn't happen. This plant kind of just like tanked on me for some reason. It was doing well, and then all of a sudden it stopped doing well, so I chopped and propped it. And I actually have like one propagation that's doing well from that, and I think all the other propagations tanked on me because it was in the heat of summer, and I got overwhelmed with my plants. And this happens every year, I feel like, over summer. I can't manage the amount of plants I have with the heat we get. They just get so needy. So those tanked. But I do still have the mother plant, and I do still have a cutting. The mother plant actually, I think, might be dealing with like a thrips. A couple of my plants not that long ago I found thrips on. So I just have it, segregated, and I'm wondering if maybe that's why it's just been such a slow grower for me. But we'll see. We'll see what happens in 2024 with that plant. Oh, yes. So goal 9 was to chop and prop my Monstera. What I call it, my Monstera wrinkly boy. It's a morphological sport. So it has, sections, sectorial, like parts of the leaf that are like more wrinkled and textured. So my goal was to chop and prop that to see if that textorial like sport would continue with new growth on the propagated plants, but I did not chop it. I mean, it is beautiful. I'll put a video up. It is a beautiful plant. It's so big and pretty, and I am so in love with it. Like, I definitely am going to chop it at some point. But I didn't do it in 2024, and I'm not like upset. I don't even want to say I failed that goal, because I just made a choice and a decision that I'm not going to do that. And also with the amount of space those propagations are going to take up, it's going to be a lot of real estate that I don't have right now. John and I, my fiance, we're going to be getting a house in, you know, spring of this year or spring of next year. So I should have more room. And if I feel like I'm ready to chop it next year, then I'll do it. But it's not going to be a goal for me. It's just going to be like something that, like with most of the time when I propagate plants, I just wake up one day and I get the urge to chop it and it just happens. So if I get that urge in 2024 at all, that'll happen. But again, that's not going to be a goal I push into 2024. Okay. Goal 10 was to get more mature leaves on my Anthurium clavigerum. I think that's how you say it. Yes, clavigerum. And I'll go ahead and say this is a fail. I was debating on this being a fail or a valid effort, but I'm going to say fail. I didn't really try to make this plant super happy. It's now in an area like next to a grow light, but it's still kind of like smushed. It's not, I have not kept that moss pole wet. It's dried out multiple times. To be completely honest, I'm surprised this plant is still alive. This plant is a trooper. I have like forgotten about this plant for like probably a month and a half without watering it, at least, maybe even longer. And it's still alive. So I'm currently debating on chopping it up. I definitely don't want it to be on that moss pole. I'm so sick of those moss poles. I love the plastic ones. They're just more aesthetically pleasing. So I want to get it on one of those, and I think I am. I think I'm looking at it right now, and I'm going to chop that guy. I'm going to chop him, and prop him, and get him on a new moss pole, and we'll see what happens. But that's not going to be a goal I carry into 2024. If I could get if I can get more mature leaves on that plant, I'm going to be so stoked. But I mean, I don't think that's going to be a goal I put into 2024. I am still brainstorming them. Like I still need to finalize them, but I don't know that that's going to be a goal I push into 2024, but maybe it will be. I guess you'll find out in the other video. Okay, and then my last goal, ending on a really awesome, great note. My goal number 11 was to pollinate an anthurium, and I was successful in doing that. Not only was I successful in pollinating, I was able to harvest berries this year as well. So I was able to pollinate it and get berries within a span of like 3 months, which was kind of crazy because I've always heard it takes a long time. But yes, I got my Anthurium magnificum crossed with Pandurlaminum, and I put, so that had an inflow on it, and I put Anthurium nigrolaminum GG on it, and it took. So I have those seeds now. I've talked about it a couple times on my channel, so I don't mean to like bore anyone who's probably heard me talk about it like for the millionth time, but I am very excited about it. I'll go ahead and pop in some like videos on kind of the progress of like from basically pollination to where we're at today, like I've done in some of my other videos. But I'm so happy and I'm so excited about it, so I want to share it with you all again. So probably that goal and getting my Hoyas to bloom, those are like the most amazing things that could have happened. Like I couldn't believe I met both of those. But yeah, so that was my last goal, and that I had created for the year of 2024, and I think I did pretty well. Let me look. When I was going into this and I was rewatching the video, I was like, I think I failed every single goal, but I didn't, which is good. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I failed 6 goals. So that's over 50%. I failed, which I would think would be more, honestly. I thought it was going to be more. I did a valid effort on 1, 2, 3. 3 of them were valid efforts, and then 1, 2. I have 2 as success. Yes, it was the 2. And it was the 2 most cool ones. It was like, if I could choose which goals I could meet, like my top 2 goals I could have met, it would have been those 2. So I'm very grateful for that. And those are 2 things that are somewhat in my control. Like I can help to like encourage it, but I really can't control it. The plants are going to do what they're going to do. But yes, 2023 was a really good year. Also, side note, my channel has grown quite a bit. I'm pretty sure at the end of last year I was like at like 200 something subscribers. Now I'm at 600 something, which is like 3 times growth. So I've grown, my subscribers on my channel has tripled, which is amazing. I'm very grateful for everyone who's watching, and anyone who's commenting on my videos. Like, I see you, I appreciate you, I really appreciate the support. Like, I really do enjoy kind of sitting down and having this time and like feeling like I have some like Planty friends somewhere out there in the world, you know. So it's been a really good year. I am definitely going to continue in the year of 2024 making videos. And I am going to probably sit down sometime today. Probably today I'm going to sit down and like make a video for my 2024 goals as well. And I'll upload it in a separate video. But yes, thank you all so much for like being here, supporting me, and just being awesome people. I really hope that you guys have all, I don't know when I'll upload this. It's not Christmas for me right now, but if Christmas has come and passed, I hope it was amazing for you. If it hasn't yet, I hope it will be amazing for you. But looking forward to the new year, and I will see you next time. Bye.